Well, the concept of market is derived from the Latin root word or Latin word marketus, which means trade, a trade of merchandise, or the place where business is transacted. Difficult to understand? Well, I'll explain it in simple words. Well, market means, in simple word, it means a place where parties come together and are involved into business transactions. They exchange goods and services against money. The parties which are involved in this business transactions are called as buyers and sellers. Someone who's selling goods or services or commodity are basically seller, and somebody who's buying those are called as buyers. Understand, this buying and selling process happens with an exchange, typically in terms of money or money's worth of other commodities. Well, as we go along, in simple term, what I understand market means a place where business transaction happens, where the buyers and sellers come together and exchange their goods, services, commodities for a specific price. But as we go along, the meaning of market, the concept of market changes situation to situation. And hence, there are a lot of concepts, or I would say meaning, or I would say definition of market based on its application. Let us try to understand them, right? So I'll start with saying this sentence. Give me the meaning of that. Oh, okay, mom, I'm going to market. Where this market means what to you? Correct. Here, the meaning of market is related to place, and hence the first concept of market is the place concept of market. The place where the business transaction happens between buyers and sellers for goods and services is important. Understand, one of the meaning of market is the place where business transactions happens. Understand, in case of place concept of market, when the buyers and sellers are coming together and exchange their goods, services or commodities, typically for a specific price or money's worth something else, right? Here, the place of transaction has a very much importance. Over the period of time, with the advent of information technologies, well, the meaning of place concept has been modified, but typically one of the meaning of market, one of the concept of market is a place where the business transaction, the buying and selling activity take place, and that is important for goods and services. I'll give you an example of this place concept or importance. Typically, in every city, there is a business mandi. We call it as mandi in India typically. This place, mandi, where what we have, that farmers brought their farm produce, and there are merchants who buys those goods or agriculture produce at that specific location only. And hence, importance of that place becomes of paramount. So, one of the concept of market is place concept of market, where actually the business transaction take place at specific place. The importance of place is immense in this business transaction. So, in place concept of market, well, the buyers and sellers come together and have a business transactions, typically about their goods and services in exchange of money or money's worth. Typical example is local mandis where farmers sell their farm produce and merchant buys the production of done by the farmers. So that's place concept, where the meaning of market is associated with the place, and the importance is that. Understand, there are various laws in India where farmers cannot produce or sell their product anywhere easily. But nowadays, due to advent of technologies, this meaning has been widened at a bigger level. Now, I'll give you another example. Give me the meaning. Today, the market is up for jaggery. So when I say market is up for jaggery, am I talking about the place where the jaggery is sold? That is up. So the jaggery is the place where the business transaction happened. That is up. No. Here I'm talking about the commodity, the jaggery's commodities, business transaction is happening at a higher prices. Here, the place is not important, but the commodity exchange is very much important. Not only commodity exchange, the buyers, sellers, and the kind of commodity exchange is important. And that's where we come across second type of concept or meaning of market, that is commodity concept of market. What is commodity concept of market? Where in this concept or in this meaning of market, the importance is given for the commodity, where the buyers and sellers come together and have exchange of their commodities, goods and services. The importance is for the exchange, not for the place. So the exchange, the business amount of transaction is of importance, not the place where it has happened. So another meaning of, or I would say second meaning or second concept of market is commodity concept of market, which means here the importance is about the volume of the transaction happened, not the place where it has happened. See, now, first what we've talked about is place concept of market, where we talked about the business transaction happened at specific place and the importance of place is immense. Second is commodity concept, where the place is not important, but the volume of transaction of commodities, of goods and services is important. Here the buyers and sellers are important, and the commodity which has been transacted is important. The volume of transaction or business is important. Now, there is a third meaning of market also, or third concept of market. I'll give you an example and then we'll name it out. The third concept of market is basically, I'll give you the example. Today, the market behaved very nicely. What am I talking about? Am I talking about the place of market where the things have behaved nicely? Or I'm talking about the commodity? Or the exchange or the volume of the business? Well, that's where we introduce the third meaning of market or third concept, that is exchange concept of market. Where I'm interested in not about the place, not about the commodity, but the volume of the business done. Understand that in case of exchange concept of market, the buyers and the sellers come together with their free will and mutual consent. In the business transaction, there is no sort of fraud or coercion or under influence or misrepresentation. Both buyers and sellers are coming together with their own will and wish. So that is called as exchange concept of market, where the buyers and sellers come together with their will and wish. There is no sort of frauds or misrepresentations or coercions or under influence kind of business. So here, typically I'm talking about the business transactions happen with free will, with mutual trust. This naturally extends to the next meaning, that is area concept of market. What does this mean? So if I tell you that now today's South market performed very well, what does this mean? Well, this South market performed very well means the area concept of market, where I'm trying to talk about that this is a natural extension of exchange concept of market, where the business transaction happened, but in a specific locality at a fixed price. So when I'm trying to say that South market has performed well, I'm trying to say that in the South area, the business transactions, exchange of goods and services have happened at a very decent level with mutual trust at a fixed price. And understand, did I went all the way south and do the business there? No. Here, I'm talking about that even it's really not necessary that the buyers and sellers meet. We can communicate, the buyers and sellers communicate with different modes of channel like telephone, internet, and so on and so forth, but the business transaction happens. But at a fixed price into specific areas only, right? So that's another meaning of, or another concept of market. Let's go to the next concept, that is called as customer or demand concept of market. I hope you've heard customer is king. So now market has been studied from the perspective of customers' needs and wants. The customers' needs and wants are understood, and then the importance of market has been understood. So now, in this case, the market is looked from the perspective of customers' wants, demands, necessities. Here, the total market is basically the aggregate demand of all the potential customers. I'll explain you, right? Uh, so I would say it's a customer or demand market. So I'm saying there's a demand of 50,000 cars in the market in Maharashtra. So what does this mean? So I'm trying to look at the potential requirement of number of cars to be sold. So here the market is of 50,000 cars. When I say the market is of 50,000 cars, there's a potential demand or aggregate demand of all the potential buyers. Understand, here the market is looked from the perspective of customers and their needs and wants or their demands. And now with the advent of technology, we have a new type of market concept also, that is called as um, space concept of market, or I would say digital concept of market. Well, with the advent of internet or information technology, what has happened? Now, the business transactions are happening on e-commerce portal, on mobile applications, where the buyers and sellers come and exchange the goods and services not physically but on a digital platform, where the buyers and sellers are able to understand or know exchange knowledge about the features, the price, the quality, and the mode of transaction, and so on and so forth, digitally. It is useful for both buyers and sellers. The digital platform is very much convenient for buyers and sellers because on a click, the buyer is able to see it. So, in case of space or I would say digital concept of market, the use of digital platforms or information technology is used for business transactions, just like internet, mobile, e-portal, e-commerce portals, and so on and so forth. Some examples are Amazon, Flipkarts are examples of e-commerce portals. And there are mobile apps and the list can go on. Well, digital market can be defined. With this, we can define a digital market as is a place where the use of information technology is used for exchange of goods and services between buyers and sellers, where the qualities, the price, the features, the mode of transaction has been communicated to the sellers on a digital way. So, in nutshell summary, when I talk about market now, I look market in a various way. Traditionally, market is understood as a place where buyers and sellers used to come together and do the business transactions. And the importance was for commodities, the place, the buyers and sellers. Now, over the period of time, now this concept of market has been evolved. The meaning of market has been used in a various way. So there is a first meaning, that is place concept of market, where the buyers and sellers come together and have a business transaction in exchange of money or money's worth of something else at a specific place, just like mandi in every town, local mandi, right? Where the place has very much importance for the business transaction. Another meaning or another concept of, I would say, market is the commodity concept, where now the place is not important, but the commodity which has been under commodity of goods and services which are being transacted is important. So under commodity concept, the importance is given for the exchange of goods and services between buyers and sellers and not the place where the business transaction happens. Well, this gives us to the next meaning of market, that is exchange concept of market. When I say a market is going good, I'm not talking about place or I'm not talking about the commodity. I'm saying there is a very free will or mutual trust or mutual consent is happening between buyer and seller, and this whole transaction of goods and commodities happening with free will and with utmost trust. There is no sort of fraud, uh, coercion, influence, or misrepresentation during the business transactions. So basically, in simple word, the volume of business happening with mutual trust and consent between buyers and sellers is basically another meaning of market, where I say that market is good, which means there's a mutual trust happening between buyers and sellers. Another meaning of market is, or another concept of market is the area concept of market, where now it's an extension of exchange concept where the business transaction happens between buyer and seller with utmost trust and willingness, but with a fixed price at a specific area, right? So it's really not necessary in case of area concept that the buyer should meet seller in a specific place, they can have business transaction anywhere with any other mode of communication like telephone, internet, mobile application, and so on and so forth. But here, the prices are fixed for specific transactions, and the transaction happened with a mutual trust and consent. There is no sort of force involved in it. Another way you look at market is through the perspective of customer or demands of the customer, and that is called as customer or demand concept of market, where customers' needs, wants, demands are studied, and accordingly, the overall market potential has been studied. And last but not the least, the space or digital concept of market is basically with the advent of information technology. Now there are various digital platforms, the e-commerce portal, various mobile applications have come up, which helps the buyers and sellers come together and have a business transaction on internet with the use of internet, uh, mobiles, and technologies, and so on and so forth. Right? The advantage is it's a very easy medium for buyers and sellers for business transaction, where the buyers and sellers are easily made awareness about the qualities, the product, the features, and the mode of transaction, and so on and so forth. In fact, the definition of digital market, I can say, is basically the use of a market where the use of information technology is done for business transaction between buyers and sellers, and the products and services, features, quality, and price, and all other mode of transactions are explained digitally. So, yes, in simple word, market is a place where business transaction happens. Over the period of time, it has various meanings. Right from when I talk about market, I talk about place. Sometimes I talk about the commodity. I talk about the exchange of business. I talk about exchange of business in specific areas. When I talk about market, I also try to talk about the overall customer demand. And when I talk about market, now in the latest area, I talk about digital market. That is, the business happens with digital platforms.